If someone can be saved, I have to try.
Lately, I've been rewatching the DC animated movie universe films whenever I get a chance. I got all the way up to Batman Bad Blood, watching them in order, and decided to skip ahead to Batman Hush just to finish out the Batman movies. And I have gotta say, they are kind of mid. They aren't the greatest Batman movies you'll ever see. I like that each of them focus on Batman's code and his morals. I think for the most part, the characters improve as the movies progress. I would say the biggest problem with each of these films, with the exclusion of Batman vs. Robin, is the main villain. Deathstroke in Son of Batman seems so out of character and in so many moments is not a formidable foe at all. It's really hard to buy Talia's jump from Son of Batman to Batman Bad Blood, she of course being the main villain of that movie. It is just a little hard seeing that flip that switched since we never actually saw it. And of course Batman Hush, I just can't believe that they had the gall to say that the Riddler was a C-lister. Like, what are you doing?
Riddler.
That C-lister?
The change doesn't even bother me. It doesn't bother me that they changed the identity of Hush. It just annoys me that they disrespected the Riddler like they did, because Riddler is easily a top 5 Batman villain. I'm not even a Court of Owls fan, and I think that Batman vs. Robin easily handled its main villain the best out of all these movies. And look how every other villain is incorporated in the other 3 movies. It works. There are just so many choices that are made that I don't like. It's not that it doesn't connect or anything like that. It doesn't make sense. You know the villain's plans in each of these movies, and that plan goes through. Batman and Nightwing and Robin stop it, woohoo, they save the day. But you throw Deathstroke from Son of Batman, specifically from Son of Batman, not Judas Contract Deathstroke, because Deathstroke gets so much better later on in this universe. That Deathstroke specifically against Talia al Ghul. You already know Deathstroke whipped her ass because it happens in Son of Batman. Those two versus Hush versus Talon in a free-for-all. Talon is going to slaughter all of them. Talon is the most formidable threat in any of these movies. He probably has the best character out of any of the main villains. The side villains in most of these movies are better than the main villains. I enjoyed seeing Firefly in a movie more than I enjoyed Talia al Ghul as the main villain of Batman Bad Blood, okay?
And then make the other necessary adjustments.
Adjustments?
You're of no use to me like this.
Even the secondary villain of Batman vs. Robin is great. The prologue with Dollmaker was phenomenal. And this was at that time where, like, these movies were getting so dark, but there actually felt like there was a point to it instead of them just cussing because they can. I mean, not every movie is that. Obviously, The Long Halloween was amazing. I think Batman vs. Robin and Batman Hush are similar in the way of the first half is great, and the second half it falls off a bit. With Hush, it falls off a lot. Also, something Hush kinda had going for it is that it wasn't a Damian Wayne movie, because the first 3 are kinda just Damian movies. It's the Damian Wayne trilogy, right? I think Batman vs. Robin had the best Damian arc of any of those movies. I think Damian was at his most tolerable in Batman Bad Blood, though. It was also really cool seeing Dick don the cowl in Batman Bad Blood. If anyone's Batman other than Bruce Wayne, if it's not Terry McGinnis, I'd prefer it to be Dick Grayson. I'd love to see a Black Mirror movie someday. Maybe that's the closest we'll ever get to it. Who knows?
I could have handled this alone.
If that's your best Batman, you're not gonna fool anyone.
Batman Hush is just the most frustrating Batman movie, I swear, because it starts so freaking good, and by the end, not 1, but 2 villains' fan bases and 2 villain characters have kind of been disrespected, those being Hush and the Riddler. Spoilers, who happen to be the same person in this movie. If you're a big Hush fan, if you're a big Riddler fan, I understand why you were pissed at that, why you probably still are pissed at that, because I obviously am a Riddler fan. I like Hush a lot too, but definitely more of a Riddler guy. And it just pisses me off to no end that they had the balls to say he was a C-lister. Like, get the fuck out of here. How do they have you writing a Batman movie right now, okay? Just because you say it, it doesn't make it true. I think the whole Metropolis sequence is great. The only thing I don't like in there, I know it was a huge line in the comic, but I don't like the line about Batman saying he's a bad person because it's a lie. Bruce, you're out every night trying to make Gotham a better place. How are you gonna sit there and say that? Just because it sounds cool.
Deep down, he's a good person. And deep down, I'm not.
Calm down, Batman. Hell, at the end, he tries to save Riddler, and the only reason Riddler ends up dying is because the writers hated him. I mean, Selina killed him. But that proves that Batman's not a bad person. This Batman is literally a better person than the Nolan Batman. He actually tried to save the villain.
You finally learn to do what is necessary. I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
One thing I do really like about each of these movies is just the team dynamic with the Bat family. It's usually pretty good. Son of Batman, it can be irritating at points because Damian Wayne is a little freaking brat. Same thing with Batman vs. Robin, but with Talon swaying Damian and seeing himself in Damian. That whole connection between Talon and Damian just helped make things a little less irritating, because for a lot of Son of Batman, Deathstroke and Damian / Deathstroke and Batman are not in the same place whatsoever. They don't even come face to face until like the last 15 minutes of the movie. Hell, Slade won't even live video call them. He just leaves video messages for Batman and Robin to watch. Alfred is great in all these movies, but the silent MVP of this quadrilogy is Nightwing. I love Nightwing in every single one of these movies, and I'm glad he kept getting more to do. I'm glad he was in Judas Contract, because this version of Nightwing, pretty dope, pretty chill. I like the guy. It's a shame what happens in Apocalypse War. Each of these movies had their moments, and it just seems like there was a wrong turn taken here and there with some character choices. I guess I like Damian enough, but he's never been a super compelling character to me. Like, I really want Tim Drake as Robin in some of these animated movies. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Tim Drake is an amazing character. I really like this Batman. I think Jason O'Mara does a pretty good job as the voice. I wouldn't say I love this Batman, though. I do enjoy his moral code. I like that we explore that, and I like what this Batman stands for and what his beliefs are. He has the morals that I would want my Batman to have.
And using a gun makes you just like them.
Enough!
I think Batman vs. Robin and Batman Hush are both a little above average, and Son of Batman and Bad Blood are about average. None of them are films that impress me to a high degree. Batman Hush is just a major letdown. Unfortunately, I still consider it a good movie. It's just one of the most disappointing watches as well, because there was so much potential there. And the first half of the movie was actually really freaking good. Maybe the first 2/3 even. It just feels like with a couple more rewrites, with a couple more different choices, this set of movies could have been so much more. And it didn't help Batman Hush whatsoever that Death of Superman came out the year before, so there was a massive comic adaptation in the same movie universe the year prior that everyone loved, that everyone thought was great. It was freaking epic. It was the best the characters had been to that point, especially Superman and Lois. So I definitely had a lot of expectation going into Batman Hush. But thankfully, Batman vs. Robin was a pleasant surprise for me, someone that isn't a Court of Owls fan, and I do enjoy that movie quite a bit. I think it's the best of the four, and it's the one I would rewatch the most. But I will go back to my rewatch of the entire DC animated movie universe, and I may re-rank those movies again maybe if anyone wants that. So let me know what you thought about the DCAMU Batman movies down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the entire DC animated movie universe down in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys love it. I know some of you, it's not your thing. I'm just kind of hit and miss with it. I love some of the movies. Unfortunately, none of the Batman movies are movies I love, but I don't hate any of them either. Do you miss this universe? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.